And what do I know I have today? I got a bunch of happy people. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, look it, I'm not a fool, all right? I know the Dow is at 21.7, all right? I know the S&P is at 24.50. And the fact of the matter is, if you open up your long-term stuff, your mutual funds and so forth, you're seeing all-time highs. Every dollar you ever invested, all right, in one of those long-term positions, today it's making money, flat out. Even if you bought yesterday, all right, you are now on the upside, and you're happy about that, and that's good. What do we get out of our mutual funds? Some years are better than others, but we average about our 10%. But here's the thing, okay? We've gotten to this point under pretty favorable conditions. Okay, we've got a 1.25% interest rate. We've got a dollar that's at a low. Those corporate earnings are coming in strong because why? Well, that's favorable conditions, right, for those geeked earnings for all that overseas investment. But we've got to figure out, gang, where we're going next. And if you're going to get your 10% this coming year, all right, that means the S&P this time next year, right, it's got to be at what? About 2,800? Right? You've got to have a Dow that's at 24,000 if you're going to get your 10%. And what did we already hear yesterday from Janet Yellen? September, she's going to bump, right? At the latest, she's going to bump in December. And that's not going to help earnings. All right, that's not going to help investment, right? That's going to make the dollar more expensive. So what's going to start to happen? We're going to start to see, right, that we're going to be slipping a little bit in those accounts, in those funds. So we've got to find a way, all right, to generate our returns next year. That's the key. We've got to figure out where that growth in your account is going to come from. And what I want to show you today, all right, is how you can do that using the Forex market, and you won't need to use a lot of your money. I'm not going to ask you to go cashing in your IRA. That's nonsense. You don't have to do that. All right, you've already followed that plan to success. You're going to stick with that part. But what we're going to do is just find a small pocket of money, all right, of yours, a little bit of risk capital that you're going to be able to use in this market, okay, to get those returns for yourself. So you can hear it. We got a lot to cover. There's no doubt about it. All right, we got not much time to do it. But what I'm going to tell you is this. We're excited around here. Okay, you can tell that I'm a little bit excited. Why? Well, because our lead trader, all right, Josh Martinez, all right, here at Market Traders Institute. Some of you already know who that is, but for the rest of you, right, you might not have seen him on CNBC or read about him in one of your trading magazines. Well, we're excited because he has just put together his projection, right, for the next 3 months. And the fact of the matter is, this is exciting because his last 7 projections have been profitable in a row. All right, his last 7 projections have netted traders 48,000 pips. Now, what does that mean? Okay. That means, right, if you were a trader, all right, working with our group, trading over the past year, trading his recommendations, and you were trading just for $1 a pip, that means over the past year, you'd have made yourself $48,000. Now, I know that's not all the money in the world, okay, but that is what? That's an extra $3,000, $4,000 a month, okay, and that's the kind of thing that makes the difference when it comes to your account. And what's going to happen is this, tomorrow, all right, all of our worldwide users, right, there's more than 30,000 of them. All of our worldwide users tomorrow at 2 o'clock are going to get on a webinar, okay, just like this one. And if you can spare 45 minutes, I'll give you an invitation today to get in on this webinar too. And what he's going to show you is 7,000 pips worth of opportunity. So $1 a pip, that's $7,000. I got to believe that that's the kind of conversation you as a trader want to be having. So if that's something that you're interested in, all right, stick with me, because I'm going to make sure that you have an opportunity to be in that webinar. Now, some of you might say, well, Joe, I've never done the Forex before, right? Now you want me to sit in on some guy's, worldwide webinar, right? I'm not even ready for that. I don't know the first thing about it. Well, that's okay, all right? Because you're here in the next hour, I'm going to turn you into a Forex trader. All right, I'm going to show you what the opportunity here is, and then you decide what the best way is to use your time. All right, but if, like I said, if you stick with me, and we're going to go quickly, and yes, I'm talking fast because I've got a lot to cover. All right, I want to know that I've given you all the information on this so you can make a good decision on whether or not Forex trading is going to be your bag, your cup of tea. All right, but here's what I'll tell you. Not only will I turn you into a trader today in this market, but I'll even give you your first couple of trades today so that you can get out of the gate strong. All right, let's just do a little housekeeping very quickly. You got to remember, all right, it's still a risk market. All right, no matter what I show you today, no matter how great it is, all right, you got to remember, you don't trade with money you can't afford to lose, and you always keep your equity management in mind. That's what traders do. All right, I am not a CTA. which stands for Commodities Trading Advisor, which means, right, I can't trade your account for you. That's where you're going to come in. You're always going to be in control of this exercise. All right, you are the person that's going to ultimately decide when to buy or sell. But what I'm going to tell you is this: if you get what I'm going to show you correct, if you get this right, all right, you can have things happen for you in this market very, very quickly. And let me just show this to you very quick. All right, I want to show you an account. All right, this is one of my trading accounts. All right, I actually opened this up as a small account, so that all of the traders, all the new people, the people that want to trade from home, all those people that work with me can see that even if you start with a small amount of money, you can make a lot of money in a hurry. All right, let me just show this to you very quickly. This account started with my last group of traders, right? Started about April the 16th, right? A little less than $2 grand in it. All right. Well, as the moves in the market started to happen, in the Forex market, in the yen, in the euro, in the US dollar, what you can see here is that in a very patterned way, okay, I continue to add to the results in this account. Now, I did not win every time. Nobody does. But what you notice, right, is that 2 weeks after I opened this account, right, it was worth $4 grand. So that means the account doubled in about 2 weeks. And normally when I show this, people say, well, show me how to do that. Right? But before I do, I want you to see where this account stands today. All right? Because here's the thing. All right? I took a snapshot of this Friday, all right, at the end of last week. This is where that account stood, right? At 12 grand. So in other words, what? In 90 days, right, I made 500% on this account, starting with less than $2,000. So if that's the kind of thing, I guess, that you came here to look for today, at least an opportunity to be able to do that, stick with me. I'm going to show you a formula today. Write down that word. Okay, I'm going to show you a formula, right? I'm going to show you everything that you need to know so that you can replicate this result. I'm not going to tell you that's a typical result. There is no typical result. But if even you got half of that, all right, and you learned a new market at the same time, I got to believe that would be worth your time to pursue. So let's go through it. All right, I'm Joe Cavallaro. I'm going to be your host today, and I want you to know something. All right, I have been trading markets since I graduated college back in 1994. All right, I have traded them all, and I've been licensed in all of them. All right, stock, options, commodities, futures, and Forex. I've been a principal at a couple of firms. I've traded the big accounts, all right, for those firms. And I've also managed some trading desks. Now, why is any of that important to you? I'm going to tell you right now, all right? I am not bragging. I'm not giving you my resume for any other reason than to let you know that I'm a qualified source, all right? You want to know when you come to a webinar like this that you're not wasting your time, okay? I'm letting you know, all right, that I'm an expert at this, and I'm going to be able to help you, all right? Now, I know the difference between the markets, okay? And that's really the key. What, you know, you can make money at all of them. I think that just makes sense. If somebody comes on today and says you can make money in stocks, of course you can. So why do we want to talk about the Forex market? Here's why, okay? It's because this market, this is what I found, gives you every advantage when it comes to trading, all right? And we're going to talk about those advantages today. Mechanically, it's easy to trade this market. I'll have you up and trading, right, in less than an hour. But the fact of the matter is, when you see those advantages, you're going to realize when it comes to trading, this is the market that gives you the best chance to make the money. All right, and I'm going to have a good time showing it to you. All right, now I got to also tell you that I've managed trading desks in my time. Okay, 10, 15, 25 traders at a time. My job was real simple. Make sure everybody, when their profit statement came out, it had some green on it. Okay, that is the name of the game, gang. You want to put this together so that you got the right formula, the right tools, right, the right downside protection, so you can net this out and make some money for yourself. Well, that's what I've done for years. I'm going to do it for you today. All right, I'm going to imagine when you logged in here today, what you really did was you sat down on my trading desk. And I know that you're looking for those ideas. You're looking for those things that'll take your trading, your account to the next level. And it's okay if you're sitting there today saying, well, show it to me. All right, because that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to help you put this thing together. All right, I'm coming to you from the Market Traders Institute. We've been doing this for 23 years. Okay, we've been teaching a formula. That's a word you got to write down. All right, to students in this market for 23 years. We've been on all the channels. Okay, we got the longest track record in the business. The fact is, we've been in Inc. magazine a couple of years in a row. They talk about us and Microsoft at the same time because results are the name of the game. Okay, and when you get a result, it's just going to be natural. All right, you're going to be happy about it. You're going to tell a few friends. We're going to help them too. And success is going to breed success. It starts with you today. All right, it's just an equal equation. Success breeds success. So now I got to show it to you. all right? And with those preliminaries, now that we're all here, okay, what you got to understand is this: by the time we're done, you personally are going to know more about trading the Forex than 99% of the people on this planet. And we'll go live so I can show it to you. All right, anybody can get on a webinar and tell you things. I'd rather show them to you so you know what it is you're going to be doing. I'll show you how to enter a trade, how to exit a trade. I'll show you the opportunity. If it makes sense to you, you give yourself a shot at it. I'll show you a couple of ways to do it. Okay, but I'm going to teach you a formula, and this is really going to be your biggest takeaway today. I'm going to go through all the steps for you. It's not a secret. I get so tired of that, right? Come to the webinar and learn the big secret. That's all crazy, right? I'm going to show you a formula, repeatable things that you'll be able to do over and over again, all right, that keep on leading you to success. I'm going to show it to you using an awesome piece of software. Okay, it's our proprietary piece. I'm going to show that to you step by step. All right, and I'll get you prepared. If you want to trade this live today, you're going to be able to do it in some form. Okay, in some form that makes sense to you. And at the end, right, if you want to go a step further, I'll give you an invitation to join our group of traders for the next 60 days at our expense, so you can see that everything I show you works, and it works systematically and over time. All right, but the best part about all this, all right, this is the part where we all get to relax, is no matter what I show you today, all right, you're going to be able to take advantage of it risk-free to you financially. So why the Forex? Well, when we compare markets, all right, this is the market that's going to give you as a trader the most advantages. All right, first of all, it's a leverage market, which means what? It means you don't have to bring a lot of your capital to this market, right? First question everybody says is, how much do I need to start? Well, if you got 20 bucks, I can show you how to get started with it, all right? But I will show you, all right, that you won't ever need more than maybe 2,000 bucks of your own capital in this market to make a whole lot of noise. The leverage is going to work to your advantage, okay? Now, it's a liquid market. That's going to lower your risk. What do I mean? This market, whether you know it or not, okay, is a $5 trillion a day market. It is bigger than all the other markets of the world put together. Okay, there's always a buyer, there's always a seller. The market's open 24 hours. That's going to lower your risk, because anytime you want to get your money off the table, you can do it round the clock, and it'll take you about 1 second. Okay, we're not dealing with markets that open and close. We're not dealing with overnight gaps of price, overnight gaps of time. Okay, that is one of the main advantages in this market, and I'll show you how that all works also. All right, I'll show you how to limit your risk so that we're not just throwing your money against the wall to see if it sticks. And the best part is, gang, this is easy to understand. Now, if I'm going to turn you into a trader, let's dive right into it. All right, and I've anticipated most of your questions. Okay, I've done this presentation a bunch of times, and I know I can help you today. But if I don't get to your question during my talk, I'll get to it at the end. All right, we'll have a conversation. All right, but what you got to understand is this: I don't have to teach you 300 stocks to follow. Okay, I don't have to teach you a new language like I would if this was an options workshop or a commodities workshop. All right, as a matter of fact, listen, if you know your major currencies, I can show you how to trade the Forex. If you know them, great. If you don't, write them down, because there they are. That's the list. All right, as a Forex trader, you're going to trade the majors. All right, the US dollar, the euro, the pound, the yen, right? The Swiss franc, the Aussie, the Kiwi. All right, those are the currencies that you're going to be trading. That's the whole list. Remember, I told you this was easy. Well, watch how this works. Okay, I'll take you right through it. Anytime you've got a currency, okay, it's always going to be paired up with another currency. All right, currencies trade in what's called pairs. They trade one against the other. Now, anytime you see a currency pair, all right, it's going to be followed by an exchange rate. Now, I know that's familiar to most of you, right? Because why? You've been traveling, right? You've been to the airport, you've been to the bank, okay? You've seen one of those currency exchange booths, right? Well, what do you know as soon as you see this information? You know that you can trade one currency for the other at the going rate, right? If you hand over a euro, they're going to hand you back about $1.16 US. Now, if you know that, you are very close. All right, the only thing you need to know about being a Forex trader that goes beyond that is this: we trade exchange rates for profit. That's it. We trade exchange rates for profit. And whether they go up or they go down, we can make money on this. All right, in either direction. Let me show you how. All right, the average person, when they talk about exchange rates, okay, they talk about them just in terms of dollars and cents. But here's where you're going to be a little different as a Forex trader. You're going to look a little further to the right. Okay, to these last two decimal places. All right, those got a special name. Those are called the pips. Now, you heard me use the term before, right? Pips, write this down. It stands for price interest point. It's tiny little movements, all right, way over here at the third and fourth decimal place that we as traders are looking to capture. Okay, we are looking to capture pips. That is our goal as traders. All right, we want to get as many of those as possible. Let me just show you how it works. Okay, let's do a walkthrough, because this is always the best way to learn. You don't learn how to ride a bike by reading about it. You get on the bike and you give it a shot. Well, that's what we're going to do here. Let's just get into the market, and the more times I do this, the more you're going to see that it works and you'll be confident with it. Okay, let's just take a trade right here. Let's say we're looking at the euro versus the US dollar. Okay, let's say it's trading at 116.05. Now, during the day, right, we might have a strong euro or we might have a weak dollar. Okay, in either case, what's going to happen? Well, that's going to move my little seesaw. Okay, that's going to move my exchange rate. It's going to move it higher. All right, now if that's the case, if we go from 116.05 up to 116.95, that is a difference of 90 pips. Do you see that? There they are at the third and the fourth decimal place. That is where the pips are. All right, so now what? Well, now you know where to find them. Okay, so now the only thing you have to do as a trader is what? You got to capture them. All right, how do you do that? Well, you go to a Forex trading account, right, like I showed you earlier, and you buy low and you sell high. All right, that's it. Keep it simple. Now, look. I'm not trying to insult anybody's intelligence, okay? I'm telling you right now, that's all this exercise is. We capture pips, we buy low, we sell high. But you got to have an account in order to be able to do this. So this is my minimum for you today, all right? I want you to get an account open. All right, I showed you an account a little earlier. Who did I open it with? Let me show this to you very quickly. All right, you can follow these steps. It'll take you less than 5 minutes. All right, I opened an account with a group called Awanda. That's one of the biggest Forex traders in the world. Okay, how did I open the account? All I did was I went to their website and I clicked on open an account. All right, you can open up a live account, or if you want to get comfortable with this, you want to play with it a little bit, you open up a demo account. Either way, just click on this. All right, you're going to give them some basic information, your name, your email address. You'll pick a username and password, and then you'll click the go button. All right, in 2 minutes, you go to your email. All right, they will send you a link so that what? So you can download their trading platform, and now you're ready to trade. All right, now you don't have to open it with Awanda, right? I have an account with them, but you can also look at a couple other brokers. We're not a broker. Okay, Market Traders Institute is not a broker, so we're not going to hold any of your money. We're going to trade with you, right? We're going to provide you some tools and some mentorship. Okay, we'll trade alongside you, but you've got to open an account with a broker. So if you go to forex.com, it's the same process. Okay, this is the biggest broker in the world, so you might want to look at them too, but it's the same thing. You either open an account or you open a demo account. You give them basic information. Okay, tell them what country you're in. Okay, tell them your name, pick a username, and then you click on go, gang. That should take you 5 minutes. So any of you that's serious about adding this to your arsenal, all right, what I just showed you is a real cool way to do it. And if you want to do it as a demo, they'll give you some money to trade with, all right? No, it's not real money, but it is real time. It is real pricing. It is real bid. It's real offer, right? And you'll get a feel for how the market works, all right? So that's your bare minimum. So now I got you going. We got some momentum here. All right, now let's figure out what it means, all right, in terms of your investment dollar and your return. Okay, let's jump right into it, because when you're a trader, okay, you're going to go collecting pips. This is a repeatable exercise, but how much they are worth is really going to be up to you, because you're going to make some decisions. Okay, you're going to make some decisions when it comes to your trading, because in currencies, you can choose how big you want to trade. You can trade what's called a micro lot, a mini lot, or a standard lot. Write those down. Micro, mini, and standard. Yes, I know I'm going fast, all right? But we're going to have a chance to keep doing some repetitions. This is the foundation, all right? And this is where the money is. So pay attention here, because when you do a micro lot trade, okay, when you do a micro lot trade, for you, that's going to be a $20 trade, all right? That's a $20 investment. That is where you start. Now, most people immediately say to me, come on, $20. How much can I accomplish with $20? Well, in the stock market, where's that going to get you? Nowhere, right? $20, you buy 2 shares of something, right? It's pointless, right? If you have $20, you can't even get started in the options or the futures market. But you got $20 in the currency market, you're going to start trading micro lots. And I'll tell you what's going to happen, gang, is going to be very natural. It is smart to start small. It's smart to start small so that you can do what? You're going to make sure that you know what the hell you're doing, okay? You're going to make sure that the formula that I show you works in a real environment, Okay, you're going to make sure that your technique is good with a small amount before you go risking larger amounts. But what's going to happen, like I said, very naturally, once you see that your formula works, then confidently you'll be able to step it out a little bit. All right, step 2 for you is going to be trading mini lots. Now, what do you need for that? Just $200. All right, and that's when things are going to start to get a little bit more substantial. But the one I want you to circle on your paper, all right, is the one down here at the bottom, standard lots of currency. Your goal has to be as quickly and confidently as possible to get to the point where you are trading standard lots of currency, because that's when this exercise is going to mean the most to you. All right, now what do you need for that? Just $2,000. So what do you notice? This is one of the most beautiful things about the Forex is no matter which one you pick, you don't need a lot of your own capital. Okay, you got 200,000 in your IRA, good. Leave it there. You don't need it here. Okay, you got 20,000 in savings. Thank God, leave it there, right, for a rainy day. What I'm showing you is no matter which one of these you choose, all right, you don't need a lot of your own money. And if you got $2,000 that you can put over into this, that's all you're ever going to need. All right, so now what? Now you know the investment part. Most of you can handle that. All right, well, what do you want to know? You want to know the return. All right, well, that's where the pips come in. Okay, and when you're trading micro lots, each of the pips is going to be worth 10 cents of profit. Write that down, 10 cents. And let's go right back to our example very quickly. All right, we made 90 pips on the euro, right, in our example. Well, 90 pips times 10 cents is what? $9, okay, on a $20 investment. Now, that's not a lot of money, okay, but it is 45% return. And if that's a repeatable situation, in other words, if you can make 45% at a time, what do you know? You know that you're not going to be trading small for very long. That's right. Okay. At which point, what do? You'll be able to trade those mini lots. Now, that's when things start to become a little bit more substantial, because when you trade those, all right, each of the pips is going to be worth $1. So let's go back to our example. Okay. How many pips did we make on the euro? We made 90 pips. What you need to know is this. Everything you did in that trade is going to be the same. You're always going to be trading for the pips. But in this example, because you started with a little bit more on a mini lot, you started with $200. Now you get to take out a little bit more, right? $1 a pip, that's $90. So now we're getting somewhere, okay? But the reason I told you, all right, I wanted you to circle this last one on your paper is because, gang, when you're trading standard lots, each of those pips is worth $10. Okay, and I know you already did the math. I did, right? 90 pips times 10, Joe, that'd be $900. That's right. Okay, on a $2,000 investment, right there, right? Now you see what I'm getting at. This is the reason that so many investors, individual people like you that want to trade from home, they're flocking to this market because it doesn't take a lot of money to make a lot of money. $900, I don't care who you are. You do that 2 or 3 times a week, you are making a difference. All right, now what are your 2 questions? They're good ones. I already know what you're thinking. What's the first one? How often does that really happen, right? Anybody can get on a webinar, right? Start talking about $900 at a clip. That's true, all right? But I'm gonna show you, gang, that happens in every currency every single day. And I'll go live, I'll show it to you, okay? What's the other thing you're wondering about? Well, what's the downside, right? Same thing. Anybody can get on a webinar, talk about the upside, right? $900. But what about the downside? Well, I'm gonna show you that too. All right, your downside protection is built into the formula. And if you stick with me, gang, right now you know the fundamentals, so you're ready to do this. You're ready for me to show you the formula. So with that, let me just dive right into it, okay? Because I told you I was gonna turn you into a Forex trader. I want you to be able to capture this thing. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna bring up the star of the show, all right? This is, right, the star of the show. This is called Ultimate Charting Software. You probably wanna jot that down. This is our proprietary tool, okay? Every one of our traders that works with our group worldwide, 30,000 of them, right? They've already got this on their desk, okay? Every one of the traders here, right, that they work with, myself, Josh, Tyson, the chief, who's our founder, right, or Gary, any of the traders that we've already got this on our desk too. Why? So that when we get together in our trading room a couple times a week, everybody's looking at the same thing, okay? Now, we've got over $1 million invested in this program, all right? A lot of people already have it. If you have it already, great. You're seeing this again, you get another walkthrough. If you don't have it, don't worry about it. You're going to get this on your desk today. Okay, I'll give you 60 days to try it and test it. Make sure everything I show you today works before you have to make any kind of final decision on it. All right, but what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to get you ready to use it so that when you get it on your desk, you can hit the ground running. Okay, now what makes our program so valuable? I know you've seen a lot of software before, okay? Red light, green light, the whole bit. What makes ours so good? I'm gonna explain. No matter which currency you're looking at, all right? No matter which time frame you're looking at, you could be looking at the euro, you could be looking at the US dollar, you could be looking at the New Zealand, okay? You could be looking at it on a 1 week chart, a 1 day chart, or a 2 hour chart, doesn't matter, all right? No matter which currency you're looking at, what makes our program so valuable is that it answers the 3 questions you got to answer as a trader. Now, what are those? Write them down if you want to, all right? You got to know which way the market's going. Which way is the market going? Your software can tell us that, can tell us if we're going up or down. I'm telling you that it can, right? Well, if it can, I better get that. You're right. Because if you know which way the market's going before you trade, it's going to give you a heck of an edge. All right, but don't answer yet, because this actually goes a step further. It'll also tell you what? It'll tell you where and why you're going to get into your trade. It'll also tell you, nice and simple, where and why you're going to get out. Okay, now what makes me so confident that this works? Well, it works so well, gang, because of the way the Forex works. All right, I told you at the beginning, the Forex is different. Okay, what makes it different the most is what I'm going to put on the screen right now. What makes the Forex different is the Forex market repeats itself. Okay, the Forex market repeats itself. The Forex does the same things over and over and over again. All right, and because it does, right, we can make money at this over and over and over again in a patterned way. Okay, and I'll tell you right now, this market does develop patterns. Okay, now most people look at patterns, right, on a chart using these blue and white candlesticks. And I know you've looked at candlestick charts before, so I'm going to keep this nice and simple. Okay, candlestick charts. Okay, let's keep it as simple as possible. All right, when you see white candlesticks on a chart, okay, you see the market going up. That's fine. If you see blue candlesticks, what do you know? Market's going down, right? Sometimes what? Market's going up, obviously, right? Sometimes what? Market's going down. But what do you notice? It never goes straight up or straight down. Okay, it always moves in waves. It always moves in patterns. Well, I want to look at a couple patterns with you right now. Let's get right into this. All right, I'm going to call the patterns that we look at right now A, B, C, D. All right, because the Forex market always moves in A, B, C, D patterns. It does it over and over and over again. Okay, let's just start over here on the left, right? Nice and quick. Okay, we'll start over here on the left at this low price. That's the beginning of our pattern. I'm going to call it letter A. Okay, what happens? The market rallies nice and strong. You can see it, right, up to a high price. Well, I'm going to call that letter B. Then what happens? Market stops going up. Okay, pulls back down. That's the next part of our pattern. Pulls down to a low price. I'm going to call that letter C. Before what? Before the market rallies again, nice and strong, all the way up here to a high price. That's the end of our pattern. That is letter D. All right, so we got A, B, C, D. And if you can see that, all right, if you can see that on your screen, okay, let me know. And by typing the letters A, B, C, D, can everybody see that? I just want to make sure that we're all singing off the same sheet of music. All right, because we got a lot of momentum here. If you can see that, just type A, B, C, D in the chat box, because that is a complete pattern. All right, you're not an expert yet. I just want to know if you can see that, so I know that we're on the same page here. Just type A, B, C, D if you can see that pattern. Yes, okay, good. A, B, C, D. Thank you. A, B, C, D. A, B, C, D. Good, good, good. All right. What happens when we get to the end of the pattern, all right, is we start another one. All right, right where this pattern ends, a new one begins. So at that high price, that's our new letter A. Then what happens? The market fades down to a low price. All right, that's letter B. Then what? It rallies nice and strong to a high price. That's letter C. Okay, before what? Before it fades again, just about falls apart here, right, all the way down to a low price. So that's letter D. So what do you notice? Well, you've got 2 patterns, right? One in an up market, one in a down market. Then we're going to do it all over again. But here's the thing, okay? Most people think that what's happening in the market is random. It's not, okay? These patterns are not random, all right? What they are, all right, in the Forex market is they're very natural, okay? They're very measurable. I got a tool that's built in here that will measure these patterns. But here's the best part, okay? These patterns are predictable. Now that's a word that always gets people's attention, all right? That got my attention when they were showing this to me, when Josh and the chief here were showing this to me, they said predictable, right? My ears perked up. I said, what are you gonna tell me? You got a tool in here that can tell me where we're going next? If you do, you gotta show it to me. And they said, well, Joe, there's actually a tool in here that can do more than that. Not only will it tell you where the market's going next, right? It'll also tell you how far it's going to go. You think that'll help you? I said, yeah, if it works, it'd help anybody, right? If it works, that's the key. If it works. Well, let's find out if it works, right? And they showed this to me just the same way as I'm about to show it to you, all right? The tool that's built in here, right, that can measure these patterns, and it'll show you that it's predictable. Here, let me tell you what it's called, all right? It's the Fibonacci tool. Okay, now some of you, I know you've already heard of this, all right? For the rest of you though, I'm gonna get you up to speed on this. If you already know what the Fibonacci is about, you stick with me for a couple minutes. Let me get the new people up to speed, right? You were new once, somebody got you up to speed, so give me a couple of minutes to get them up to speed, and then we'll go out and do some trading. But the Fibonacci tool, right, is based on something called the Fibonacci sequence. Right? What in the world is a Fibonacci? Let me just give you a little quick background. Come on, let's have some fun with this. If you're going to trade it, you got to know what the heck's going on. Well, here's Fibonacci, right? Fibonacci, where is he? There he is. Italian mathematician back in the 13th century, right? Very famous because he came up with a sequence of numbers called, imagine this, the Fibonacci sequence, all right? The Fibonacci sequence is a very famous sequence because it can measure everything in nature. In fact, if you Google this, all right, you're going to find that they call Fibonacci's sequence nature's numbering system. Because why? Because what Fibonacci figured out was that everything, all right, follows a natural and keyword predictable pattern. Okay, let me show you what I mean. Okay, here, let's look at something in nature, all right? There's a fish, right? I want to zoom in on the fish for a second. See this? The fish is made up of scales, right? Well, how many scales are on the fish? If I asked you that, what would you do, right? To give me an answer, you'd try to count them all one at a time, but you don't have to do that, okay? All you need to do is put the Fibonacci sequence on that fish. It'll tell you how many scales are on it. How? Because that's not a random number. That's a natural pattern. Look how the scales are in rows and in columns. All right, that is not random. That's a natural pattern. You put the Fibonacci sequence on the fish, it'll tell you exactly how many scales are on the fish. No kidding, no kidding. Okay, and it works on everything, right? It works on flowers. If I zoom in on the flower, right, what's it made up of? Petals, how many? Well, that's not a random number either. Okay, that's a natural pattern. And if you put the Fibonacci sequence right on that flower, all right, it will tell you exactly how many petals are on it. And look, it works on everything right here. Here's a little architecture. You see that? That's not just a flight of stairs. Look, that's a Fibonacci sequence. You see that? It can be used to measure everything, even you. All right, we can use this to measure the human body. You remember this. You remember this diagram, right, from science class? Well, we use the Fibonacci sequence to measure our symmetry, the length of our arms versus the length of our legs, the shape of your ear is a Fibonacci sequence. This literally works on everything. Now you might be asking, well, that's interesting and very fascinating. What the hell does it have to do with the Forex market? Okay, it's got everything to do with the Forex market. Why? Because gang, these patterns, right, are not random either. Okay, these patterns are natural and predictable. And the thought process around here was, well, if that's true, we can put the Fibonacci sequence into this market. We can make a ton of money if it works. Okay, I'm going to show you that it works. You ready for this? Because there's a tool built in here that'll do all this. Okay, all you're going to have to do, and you're going to have to do a little bit of work, right? All you're going to have to do to make this work, though, is this. You're going to, right, bring up a chart, and you're going to look for low prices and high prices. Okay, just like I did right here. You're going to look for low prices and high prices and what's called U-turns. Okay, write that in your notes, U-turns. Every time you're looking at a candlestick chart, you're going to look for the U shape. Okay, because at the bottom of it is a low price. Okay, you're also going to look for the upside down U shape. You see that? Because the top of it is a high price. If you can find those U-turns, right, and you can identify the low prices and the high prices, right, all you have to do at that point, right, to make this whole thing work is you're going to come up here to this square, this menu. Okay, this menu up here that says Fibonacci tools. Now watch what happens. I'm going to show you what all the buttons do. All right, you drop down this menu. The first thing you're going to see is this fancy tool that I'm talking about, the MTI, that's us, Fibonacci tool. Now watch what happens. When you click on that, all right, your cursor is going to turn into a pen. You're going to take your pen and very simply draw a line, right, from low price A up to high price B. Okay, now when you do that, look what happens. All right, the Fibonacci sequence appears right on your desk. There it is. All right, it looks like a step ladder and it's color coded. Let me show you how it works. All right, what it's doing when you put it on your sequence, right, the first thing it does is it measures the first leg of the pattern from A to B. But when you get to B, listen carefully. When you get to letter B, all right, what happens? The market stops going up. And what it does do is it pulls back down. You've seen this before. The market retraces. It pulls back down to a low price, right? Then it makes another U-turn. Well, that low price is what we call letter C. And what you're going to have to notice to use this tool is this. You're going to have to notice where that low price lines up, right, with this Fibonacci sequence, right? You see how the market has pulled back down, right? And it's sort of bumped into one of these Fibonacci numbers. That's going to be significant. Why? Because some people call these, listen carefully, energy levels, okay? Some people call these energy levels. You know what I call them? Something a little simpler. I call them trampolines because of the way they act on the price of the currency. What do I mean? Well, look what's happened here. The market has pulled back down from high price B to low price C. When it got there, what happened? The market bumped into one of these energy levels, and just like when you jump on a trampoline, what happens? You go bouncing off of it. Look what happened to the market. It went bouncing off of this Fibonacci number. Okay, that is significant. This market, gang, and you can see it with your own eyes, it's got energy to the upside. In other words, the market's going up. Okay, but here's the thing. Okay, if the only thing you knew was that the market was going up, right, and it had energy to the upside, that'd be a major edge for you as a trader. But here's the thing. It won't just tell you which way it's going. It will also tell you, listen, how far it's going to go. Now, how's it going to do that? Well, you got to use the tool. And all you've got to do to figure out how far the market's going to go, right, is match the color of your trampoline down here. Okay, whoops, hold on. The trampoline down here, okay, with the same color up here. That's going to tell you how far you're going to go. So in this example, if we're bouncing off of this red trampoline, the market's going up, but it's not done going up till it gets to the same color way up here, this red line. Okay, that Fibonacci number, that's where the pattern is going, and that's where it ends. Okay, in other words, that's where D is going to be. You got A, you got B, you got C. What I'm telling you is the market, right, as time goes by, is going to keep going up till it gets to that red line. That's where the end of the pattern will be. And look, that's exactly where it is. You see that? The market went from red to red, right? And that's where it ended the pattern. A, B, C, D, very natural, very predictable, all based on Fibonacci. Okay, now when I first saw this, listen, when I first saw that, I was on the edge of my seat. But you know what I said? You got to do it again, right? Anybody can show me something that works once, okay? But you got to show me that that works over and over. You said it did, right? You said it does the same thing over and over. Show me that that's going to work again. All right, let me show it to you. All right, because now you understand how it works. You got A, B, C, D, all right? But now it's over, okay? What happens next is we start another pattern right in the same place, okay? We got high price A, we got low price B, we got high price C, we got low price D, right? Let's see if that pattern's measurable. Let's see if everything I'm telling you holds water at all, okay? What do we have to do to measure the pattern? Well, we got to do what I said, all right? We find the U-turns, we label them, then we get the tool, okay? Turn your cursor into a pen, click on this thing right up here, draw a line from A to B, there it is, okay? Now what's happened here? The market has come down to B, okay? Now it stopped going down and it rallied nice and strong all the way up here to this high price, but then the market made a U-turn. What happened? You can see it. The market came right up to this red trampoline, okay? This red line. And you see how linear that is? That's not a mistake, okay? That's not an accident. The reason it's linear is because it's literally using all the mathematics of the universe incorporated into this pattern. And that sounds deep, and it is, okay? I don't think you care about that right now. I think you just want to know if this thing works, all right? So let's just do that fundamental part first. If this works the way that I said, all right, what should happen here? Well, we got to match the color of our trampoline, all right? In this case, we're bouncing off the red one. So if this works the way that I said, right, the market shouldn't just go down, but it should keep going down till it gets to this red line. And take a look. That's exactly what it does, all right? Why? Because that's a natural and predictable pattern. A, B, C, D. It works in up markets, it works in down markets. You wonder why I'm excited about showing this to you? Because this is the way the Forex market works, okay? You bring the chart to life, all right? And you'll see that you can do this over and over and over again. The key to the whole thing for you is finding letter C, all right? Finding letter C. Really, you got to find out which trampoline you're bouncing off, because that's going to tell you where the market's going next. Now, how? Look. We're going to do examples, all right? If we see an example where the market, let's say, rallies, right, but it rallies high, right? Let's say it rallies not to this point, but to this point before it makes a U-turn, all right, that means you're bouncing off the blue trampoline, okay? The market is still gonna bounce down, but only to the blue line. You gotta match the color, okay? If the market rallied all the way to the green line before it made a U-turn, okay, that means what? Well, that means the market's still going down, but only to the green line. So that's how it works. You've got to find letter C in order to find where the market's going. But if you can match the colors, just think of it like this. Red goes to red, blue goes to blue, green goes to green. You can use this. So now what? Deep breath. Now it's time to go make some money, okay? I've shown you that it worked a couple of times, okay? But now it's time to get out there and use it, okay? So here's what's going to happen. You're going to put this on your desk today. You're going to bring up some charts. You're always going to be looking at candlesticks, all right? You're going to do what I showed you how to do. Fundamentally, I got to believe you figured this out already, all right? What's happening here? We got a low price. Let's just start right there. Got letter A, okay? Then what? The market rallies to a high price, all right? We got to label that also. That's letter B, okay? Then the market makes that U-turn. What happens next? The market pulls back down, all right? And now look, now makes another U-turn. That's a pretty big letter U. Guess what's happening here? The market's going up, okay? You're sure about that? Well, look, you can see it with your own eyes, but let's see if it's done going up. Let's get our trampolines out. Let's get our Fibonacci tool. Let's draw our line from A to B, okay? There we go, all right? I got A, I've got B, all right? Draw it as accurate as possible, and now look, all right? Now I've got a fresh sequence. I've got the market pulling back down, okay? Pulling back down to a low price. What's it doing? It is bouncing off this red trampoline, which means what? Well, not only are we going up, but we're not done until we get to this red line up here, okay? We're not there yet. So that's letter D, right? But since it hasn't happened yet, I'm gonna call it something a little different. I'm gonna call it future D. That is where we are going if this works, okay? That's a big if. Okay, but I got to believe if I can show you something that works, that you will be willing to use it. All right, so let me keep showing you that it works, because that's what I do. Okay, then it's going to be up to you to decide if you're going to give it a shot or not. All right, but watch this. What you really just done here is identified yourself a nice profit opportunity. There it is. What do you mean? Well, if we're going up and this is where we are, that's where we're going, right? That means this is the money to be made. Okay, where are we? Let's click on the candle. Current price, 72.85. Let me just put this right here, 72.85. Okay, where are we going? We're going to the red line, according to me, right? Going to the red line. Great. That's not just a line, that's a price. See that? This will tell you right down to the last pip how far you are going if it works. Okay, 74.03 is that price. So let me put this right here and we'll do a little math together. Okay, do a little math here, right? See if this is even going to be worth your time. All right, because you're making that decision. Well, if we're going to 74.03, all right, and we're at 72.85, that's a difference of 118 pips. So what does that mean? Okay, 118 pips. Let's just put this down. Okay, you got to decide what it means. All right, I don't know how confident you are. You got to decide how confident you are. You want to paper trade this to get confident? Go ahead. Okay, you want to be a little bit more daring? You do a micro, a mini, or a standard lot of currency. Okay, now if you do a micro lot, what am I asking you? I'm asking you to risk 20 bucks on this to see if it works. Okay, but if it does, right, what are you going to make? Well, you're going to make almost $12. Okay, well, that wouldn't be bad, right? Not a bad way to start. Okay, if you're a little more daring, what are you going to do? You're going to do a mini lot trade, right? $200. Well, I got that. Give it a shot. Okay, let's say you risk $200 and this works. Not only do you get your $200 back, okay, but at $1 a pip, you make $118 profit. Not bad, right? Why did I tell you, though, that you want to be trading standard lots of currency? You want to be trading standard lots of currency as quickly and confidently as possible, gang. Where's my cursor? Where is it? There it is. Because when you trade lots, each of the pips is worth 10 bucks. So now we're talking about something that means something, right? $1,100, $1,200, all right? But anyway you look at it, that's almost 60%, okay? 60%. How long does that take? A year? Nope. A month? Nope. Well, how long is it? Well, this is the day chart. So let me see if I can show you how to make 60% in a matter of days, right? I can show you that easy. How? Well, all I got to do is go forward in time. Look, the market's bouncing, gang, and look what happens. It keeps bouncing, okay? Now, it doesn't go straight up. We'd like it to, but what happens? It makes higher lows and higher highs until what? Until, right, on the 1, 2, 3, 4th day, it goes right up and it kisses that line. It kisses that line because why? Because that's the end of the sequence. Now that's not future D anymore. That's letter D. Okay, you have reached the end of the sequence. Buy low, sell high. You just made yourself 59%. It took you a matter of 4 days. But do me a favor, all right? That doesn't look bad. Okay, you got to remember something. Okay, once you're at the end of the sequence, you got to remember that you're about to change direction. Okay, look what happened here. We got to letter D, right? What happened? Boom, we changed direction. Look what happened here. We got to the end of the sequence, right? Boom, we changed direction. What's about to happen here? Boom, we're about to change direction. So you got to book that profit. Now you know when to do it. You're at the end of the sequence. And what's going to happen? Like I said, we're going to change direction. Okay, the person that doesn't know this, they just gave back their whole profit. Okay, they just gave it back and then some. All right, but you know this. Now you do. Right? And look what's going to happen next. The market does the same thing over and over and over. All this is, gang, is another A, B, C, D. It works over and over and over again, right? And here's the beauty of this. Write this down. This works in all the currencies, okay? It works in all the time frames. My day traders have been bugging me for the last 3 minutes. Does it work on the 1 hour? Does it work on the, it works on all the time frames. I'll show it to you. All right, but here's the key. This is why I get so excited about this. This tool makes the market measurable. All right, you can see it with your own eyes. It's repeatable. That's why the formula works. Right? What is a formula? A formula is something that works over and over and over again. That's what makes it a formula. Well, the formula works because the market does the same thing. No other market does this. Don't ask me about the futures market for this. It doesn't work. Don't ask me about the stock market for this. It doesn't work. Okay, everybody who's trying to do Fibonacci's in those markets is trying to shoehorn it because it's different. Okay, this market repeats itself. It's the only one that does this. That's why you got to be looking at it. And some of you, right, by learning this today, you added something strong to your trading arsenal. You want to make some returns in the next year. You want to geek this thing a little bit. All right, you've got to understand it is measurable, it is repeatable. But what did I say? All right, this is predictable. Now, a bunch of you, again, are saying it can't be that easy, it can't be that simple. Well, maybe it's not, but that's not for me to decide, all right? I already know how it works, right? I get to show it to you, which is cool for me, all right? You've got to see it working, all right? And the more times you see it, all right, the more you'll be able to say, you know what, that does work. So let's do it a couple of times because now we're very close. What time is it? It's 12:30, all right? So I've made you into a trader basically in about 45 minutes, but we're not quite done. We're close. Okay, we're very close. What I want to do right now, right, is show you how this works. Okay, the ABCDs, I don't care what currency you're looking at, I don't care what time frame you're looking at, all right, this works. Okay, but the fact of the matter is you've got to learn a couple of words so that you're comfortable being in our trading room because we'll trade with you. Okay, now if you're going to do that, if you want to be there tomorrow, you already wrote down the times to be with Josh tomorrow, right? 2 o'clock, great. You want to be in there, you're going to hear some terms repeated over and over. So I want you to have them. This is the formula. You ready for this? You got to write down the word support and resistance. You got to write down the term breakout and sequence. And you got to write down the word repeat. Okay, support, resistance, breakout, sequence, and repeat. Write those down. All right, I'll give you a few seconds. I'm going to get a sip of water because I've been yapping the whole time. But now we're there. Now we're close. Okay, let's talk about how you're going to do this when you bring up a chart. You got to know how to draw a trend line. Okay. What does a trend line look like? Well, here, I'll draw you a good trend line here, right? Connect the dots, right? Some of you know how to do this already, but that's a good looking trend line. Why? Look how reliable it is. Every time the market comes down to that trend line, what happens? Bounces right off of it, right? Comes down to the trend line, bounces right off of it over and over and over, okay? Good looking trend line. What's it doing? It's holding up the price. So what do we call that? Support. Joe, I already know that. I know, but some people don't, right? I want to get you talking like a trader. I want you to be into this exercise, okay? Support is what? A trend line holding up the price. Okay, what's the opposite of that? Resistance. Let me draw another trend line right here. Let me draw another trend line. Okay, got a support line. Let me draw another one. And if you're not sure how to draw trend lines, that's okay. There's a tool built in here that'll draw them for you with precision. It's called the smart trend line. Watch this. If I want to draw a trend line, let me just go find a low price or a high price. Boom, it draws the trend line for me. See that? Now, what's this trend line? Well, this is just the opposite of the last one. Okay, this trend line, check it out, right? Is holding the price down, right? The market's trying to go up, but it bumps into the trend line, sells off, bumps into the trend line, sells off, bumps into the trend line, right? Sells off. It keeps doing that. This is holding the price down. So where the other one was support, this one is called resistance. Okay, now what? Now you're talking like a trader. Okay, and you're going to hear that a lot in our trading room. I just want you to know how we approach it. All right, so you're comfortable being in there. But what's the most important thing on the screen? I'm going to show it to you. Most important thing on the screen is right here. Boom. You see this? What in the world makes this so important? Let me explain. Okay. You see what happened here? The market came up to the trend line. What did we anticipate? We anticipated the same thing as before, that the market would sell off again. However, it didn't. Instead, it broke through the trend line. It broke through the trend line. This is critical. Okay, this breakthrough of the ceiling, right, of that resistance, right, is what's called a breakout. That makes sense, I know, but you got to write this in your notes because breakouts are where money is made. You got to highlight this. I don't care what you do. All right, you've got to understand when we see breakouts as traders, we understand that that is where money is made, and we've got to spring into action. All right, we might pull up 10 charts, 20 charts in a day and not see a breakout. But when we do, okay, we got to spring into action. All right, we got to go to the next word in our formula, the sequence, and we got to put it to good use. Now, what the heck's the sequence? That's the ABCD thing. Okay, now watch how you're going to use it. Watch how you're going to use it. Okay, because you got to see that this works, but you also got to remember it's repetition. Okay, let's see first that sequence, ABCD. We're going to start at a low price. That's letter A. Okay, what happens? Market rallies to a high price. That's letter B. Then what happens? Okay, market pulls back down to a low price. Now we got A, B, and C. So where's letter D? I can show you. Watch, watch. There's A, there's B. Okay, market pulls back down to what? Low price, and then it bounces right off the red trampoline, and it goes right to the red line. That is because that is a natural and predictable pattern. It did not go right to it by mistake. It didn't go there by accident. It went right to the end of the pattern, okay? And then what? It ended, all right? Now, some of you are liking that, right? Some of you are like, wow, this is cool, and it is, all right? For some of you, this is gonna be a game changer on your results because now all of a sudden the charts are coming alive for you, okay? What do you wanna know? Well, you wanna know what the heck you can do with that. Because why? Because it's over, you're right. That pattern is over, ABCD. You can't make any money off of that. But what did you just do? You just confirmed a couple of things. You confirmed, first of all, that this ABCD thing works. You've also confirmed what? That the market is now what? It's going up, gang. All right? This market is reversing. It's on its way this way. And what's going to happen next? My favorite word. My favorite word in the formula is repeat. Keep it simple. All right, I know you're doing 200 MAs. I know you're doing 5-day this. I know you're doing RSI that. I know you're doing all that stuff. But I want you to keep this simple. All right, because sometimes we get so lost in our analysis, we get so freaked out that we don't push the button when we're supposed to, whether it's to buy or to sell, whether it's to book a profit or to protect the downside. All right, we get so hung up on thinking we have to know every damn thing, but we really just need to know that this thing is going to repeat itself. Watch how it works. Okay, you're going to roll your energy forward here. Okay, your old letter C is going to become your new letter A. Okay, your old letter D, this high price, that's going to become your new letter B. Okay, and then what happens? The market does the same thing. You can see it happening. The market pulls back down here to a low price. It bounces right up off the same trend line. All right, what used to be resistance has now become support. And what's happened is what? A naturally occurring pattern. There's A, there's B. Hold on a minute. There's C, red to red. We completed yet another pattern, A, B, C, D. Now what? Well, this is real time. Now you're ready. I don't know how many times I would need to show this to you for you to understand, right? I showed it to you 3 times on the New Zealand. I'm showing you 2 more times. That's 5 times you've seen it work. At some point, you've got to decide that what you're doing is working and you're able to use it confidently. Because what do you got here? You got another pattern. You got low price A, mark it. You got high price B, let's mark that. All right, now let's go make some money. Let's go make some money. You got A, you got B, draw your line, okay? Just as simple as I showed it to you. Now you might say, wow, that's a big one. You're right, it is, all right? And what are we doing? We're waiting for the U-turn to show up. Now here we are, right? We don't have a defined U-turn, so we're gonna check our chart. We might check it once an hour, right? When we got something that's setting up, we're gonna check it as often as we darn well have to, especially if there's an opportunity. But we don't act until we see a defined U-turn, okay? When it shows up, we're gonna know what to do. Don't have it yet, don't have it yet. Look at this, we're not buying yet, okay? But when we see that U-turn show up, that's when we understand that the market is bouncing off of what? It's bouncing off one of these trampolines. It's the red one again. Look how linear that is. That's not a mistake. Okay, market's bouncing, we're going up. Now you can believe it or not, okay? But what I'm gonna tell you is this, I've got momentum to the upside, all right? I got momentum to the upside and I got a profit opportunity all the way up there to 140.198, okay? Where am I at right now? I'm at 139.56. Let me get a calculator on that. 141.98, that's a good looking target. All right, where am I now? 139.56, all right? So that's 242 pips. Now let's talk. okay? 242 pips. You're ready to trade, right? Micro lot, mini lot, you decide, okay? You do a standard lot of currency here, you're making a trader's income, okay? $2,400 looks pretty good, Joe. How long? Well, that's a 2-hour chart. So let's see if I can show you how to make this, right, in a matter of hours, right? Make yourself 121% on your money. Yeah, show me that. But before you do, what? What's the risk? Okay. I told you, okay, that I'm not going to throw your money against the wall and see if it sticks. Anybody can show you the upside. Anybody, okay? But you've got to know when you put this trade on that you're not risking your fanny, okay? Because your trading capital is precious capital. You know it and I know it. So what are you going to do here? Well, what you're going to do, and we'll show you how to do it, is protect your downside, right? At the moment, if this goes against you, it can fall off a cliff. What you've got to do, right, is place what's called a stop order. Some of you know what that is. What is it? It's a way to build a floor underneath your trade so that what? So that your downside is protected, all right? The fact of the matter is you've got to limit your risk, and you're going to build a floor. Well, what does it look like? I'll show it to you. There's a floor. Okay, now what? Once you place the floor, okay, the worst that can happen is the market goes against you down to your floor, at which point your trade will stop. Your trade will stop at that point. You'll be taken out of the market. Here's my favorite word, automatically, okay, automatically, okay, and the rest of your account will be protected so you can go on to the next trade. And when I say automatically, listen, in this market, it is. Because what did I tell you? It's a 24-hour market. Remember that? That means what? That means it's always open, no gaps of time, okay? No gaps of price. It trades through every price. So if you put a stop in this market, that is a bona fide stop, okay? Unlike other markets, okay, where you could put a stop order in, oh, it jumped over your stop, you got the next market price, you got the worst fill ever, and you lost $12 a share instead of $2, right? You've seen that happen. Guess what? In this market, because it's so liquid, your stops actually mean something. So now what? Well, now your downside is protected, but I don't want you to just put your stop any place, okay? I don't want you guessing anything. I want you to put your stop in a way that takes advantage of this ABCD thing, okay? What do I mean? Well, you're not gonna place your stop way down here, all right? You're gonna be nice and conservative, and you're gonna place your stop way up here at the letter C, okay? C for conservative, write that down, okay? 90% of you are conservative traders. What does that mean? That means you want to risk as little as possible, okay, to make as much as possible. Well, the fact of the matter is if you put your stop down here at letter C, you are risking as little as possible to make as much as possible, all right? That's where I want you to put your trade, all right, your stop order. Letter C for conservative. And now what? Now you're protected. Now the account can only go one of two ways. If it goes up, you make $2,400. If it goes down, you make a small loss, okay? But either way, go live your life at this point because now the market's only going to do its thing. Where's it going, Joe? Show me, right? I think at this point you want it to work. I think at this point, right, I can show this to you enough times, but I think you want it to work, right? Yeah, I want to see it go to that red line. Okay, I can show you that, right? How? Because I know this works. Okay, I know this works because look at the market goes right to the red line, A, B, C, D. Guess what you just did? You just made that profit. You want to see how long it took? Here, I can measure that. All right, that took a grand total of 33 bars times 2 hours took you 3 days. Okay, 3 days to make $2,400. Some people don't make that in 3 weeks. Okay, you did it from home. That's what trading's about. That's what you want. You want to make that kind of dough. You're not here to dabble. Nobody comes to Investor Inspiration in the middle of the day to dabble. You want to find that thing that gets you over the hump. If you already found it, you wouldn't be here. I know that. That's why I'm excited about showing this to you. And all I'm going to ask you to do at this point, gang, is to give it a shot. What do I mean by that? Well, I'll tell you what. If you can see this ABCD thing, and you can say to yourself, you know what? He's shown it to us 6 times, right? That thing sure looks like it works. Well, then how about this? Instead of me keeping on showing it to you, here's what I want to do. I want to make you a quick flash offer, all right, here at Investor Inspiration, all right? If you want to put this charting software right on your desk right now, okay, and you want to give this thing a shot, you want to use it, you want to use that tool, you want to see how robust this platform is, I'm going to let you at Investor Inspiration today, you ready for this? Try this program for a week. We'll get you a download link, right? We'll get it right on your desk today. All right, I'll give it to you 1 week to try it for $1. Okay, you want to try this for a week, right? For $1, I will let you test the entire program with no additional risk. All right, now I'm going to give you 1 minute, okay, to go ahead and give that a shot. And I'm going to limit this to 10 people. When I say it's a flash offer, you got to react to this thing. So if you want to add Forex, okay, to your trading arsenal, all right, here, and I'm going to time this. Here, wait a minute. Let's have a little fun with this. I'm having some fun. I got to believe you are too. All right, I'll give you a username and a password, all right, today. The fact of the matter is you can play with it today, and then tomorrow, 11 o'clock, all right, I'll even get you into a special session with Josh at 11, special just for the first 10 people that react to this, okay? I'll get you in a session with him so you can have sort of a private lesson. And if you want to do that, give it a shot. Do what it says at the bottom of the screen, all right? You're going to risk $1, and I'll give you 1 minute to do it, 1 minute timer, and then I'm going to move on. All right, this will give you a chance to catch up on your notes. This will give you a chance to get a sip of water. All right, but if you want to try it out, it's $1. Really? 10 people only. All right, first 10 people that put a phone number in that chat box. All right, Tom, you're my first. Now I got 9 left. Rita, you're my second. Now I got 8 left. Those are going to go quick. All right, 40 seconds left. You're welcome. Long, you want to try this? No sound. What do you mean? Jeff's going to try it. That's 7 left. Right? Where do you put the stop loss? I told you, you put it at letter C. Okay, and I'm going to go through this a couple more times. We're not done. All right, what I'm offering though is you a chance to try this thing for $1. Type your name and a good phone number in the chat box, and when we break, all right, I'll reach out to you. I'll make sure you get this right on your desk today. All right, that's a solid offer. That is a really good way to take the program for a test drive. All right, good. Marvino, Dominique, I got you. Okay, now look, I know I told you at the beginning, all right, you'd be able to try this program risk-free. And for those of you that are hesitating right now, what are you saying? Well, that's not risk-free, right? What do you mean? Well, you're asking me to risk some money. You're asking me to risk $1, and that is true, okay? I'm asking you to risk $1 right now with no guarantee. So that's not quite what I said at the beginning, all right? Those of you that are taking advantage of it, good for you. But the rest of you, and that's it. I'm at 10 people now, so that's the end of that flash offer. Okay, good for you, those of you that are doing it. But for the rest of you, listen, if you miss that, don't worry about it. Okay, you stick with me till the end. All right, and I'm going to show you how you get the same program with an awesome add-on, okay, called the Momentum Breakout, and you'll be able to do this even better, 100% risk-free, right? And I'll give you a guarantee to go with it. All right, so let's keep moving forward here because we are now very close. You have seen, right, the traditional thing. Traditional analytics, if you can do support resistance, if you can do trend lines and candlesticks, if you can see those breakouts and the ABCDs and the Fibonacci, I can make you a trading powerhouse in 60 days. All right, that is a bold statement, but I know I can do it. All right, what did I do with my last group? I turned $2 grand into 12 grand. Right, that is not uncommon. You got to understand that. Okay, that is common the way we talk around here. You want to make $2,000 to $8,000 a month? I can show you how to do that. You give me 60 days, you'll have it in your back pocket. Okay, but some people, they say, you know what, Joe, I want to get started now. If your thing works so well, all right, give me a way to use it and start applying it right now. So here's what I'm going to do today. All right, I'm going to include a system in here that is called the Momentum Breakout that's literally going to do all your homework for you. All right, you're not going to want to tell people about this tool. Why? Because they'll be like, it can't be that simple. All you're going to do is know the difference between red and green and count to 3, right? You're going to be embarrassed how easy this is to do. Okay, the students that we have though, gang, this has taken them to the next level. All right, it'll take me 5 minutes to show this to you, but this is going to be the thing that helps you catch the big runs in the market. Now, one of you already said, hey man, you promised us a couple of trades. I did, so I want to live up to that promise right now. You're ready for this. You weren't ready for this an hour ago, but you're ready for it now. So let me bring up the Euro JPY, and I got to do it fast because I don't want you to miss this. Okay, I'm going to bring up the Euro JPY right now. This is the 2-hour chart. All right, over here is real time. Do you see this? You're ready for this now. What do you have here? You've got something that has been repeating itself. A, B, C, D, right? Blue to blue in this one. Look how linear that is. It's gorgeous. All right, the market completed an A, B, C, D from blue to blue. Okay, then what? We reversed. We went A, B, C, right? Then we completed another one to the red line. Then it repeated again, A, B, C, D. So once we completed this D, now look what's happened. Okay, now look. What's happened is the market, gang, has topped out. See this? Market's topped out right here. Okay, what happened is we've reversed. Okay, so we've got a new A. There it is. We've got a new B. There it is. but it's also a breakdown. We are now below this trend line. So what are we looking at? Well, if we've got A and we've got B and we can identify C, which is not very hard to do, there it is. It's right here at the blue line. And we've even tested it a couple of times. What we're doing, gang, is we're pushing this thing down. Blue to blue, that's where we're going. Okay, that means we've just identified a massive profit opportunity right here, right? Where are we? 127.85 is our target. I'm at 130. Okay, so this is 215 pips, 215 pips that you can do today, because that is an ABCD. Okay, now what's your risk? If you put your stop where I told you, you put your stop at letter C, you're taking almost no risk at all. This is your risk right here. You see this? There it is, that little bit of risk for that amount of reward. Okay, I'm helping you today. I'm helping you because you're saying, God, that looks like it makes sense. Well, then try it. All right, I don't know how many other people will be bold enough to give you an opportunity today to get the thing started, right? Show you that it works. How many times have I shown you this now? There's 3 more. I've shown you 10, 11, 12 times that this works. Okay, so I show you some results and then I show you that it works. Now I'm giving you a trade. Get out there and do it. Give it a try, and the tool that's going to come with you to help you with this today, right? Watch this. Watch this. Last thing. Okay, that's going to help you today. This is kind of the peek behind the curtain. Okay, I'm going to show you how you can do all of this in a way that's easier that a 12-year-old can do. What do you mean? Well, look, this is a candlestick chart, right? Everybody's spending all their time learning how to read candlestick charts, right? I show you, well, I know what's going on here. Nothing to it, right? It's A, it's B, it's C, it's D, right? We've already shown that works. But what usually happens with traders? Traders get kind of bogged down. Traders get bogged down when the candlesticks get a little longer, a little volatility. They get nervous, right? They can get a good entry, but then what happens? Well, they see a little bit of nerves, right? Oh, geez, and they get out too soon and they leave all the good money on the table, okay? The tool that I'm about to show you is going to help you with your entries, okay? But mostly, it's going to help you with your exits, because I don't want you making $200 anymore, right? And leaving 2,000 on the table, all right? I know that you can find good trades. I know you can. But getting out at the right time, getting those big wins is the thing that's escaping you. And the fact is, gang, you don't get to the big wins, all right, unless you've got a tool that will help you get there. And this is where we're going to take this thing up a notch. This is the one you all have to try. This is called the Momentum Breakout. I got to do it fast, okay? The Momentum Breakout, okay, is the same look. Look, this is the pound Australia. Okay, you see how similar these charts are? They're just about identical, but we're looking at them just a little differently. This one is traditional candlestick chart. What I've done over here, though, is I've changed my candles to what's called an MPD. You got to write that down, okay? MPD stands for Micro Price Detector, okay? Now, no, this is not a 1-minute chart, okay? It says 1 minute. That's just a default setting. This is a picture of the 2-hour candles. But instead of looking at it as a candle, you're looking at it with what is called the micro price detector that measures momentum, right? Momentum's the key to your success. And I want you to think of momentum like a moving train, okay? You got to find the train that's moving, you get on it and go for the ride. If you got red, that's a downtown train. If you got green, that's the uptown train, okay? You've got to find the moving train in the market and get on it and go for the ride. Joe, just show me how to do it. Okay, let me go right over here. All right, I will show you exactly how to do it. You see what's happening over here? Let's say we bring this up and we see right over here that the market has almost no direction at all. The sellers are doing their thing. The buyers are doing their thing. All right, but neither one of them has taken control of the market. That is what we call the fight in the market. Okay, the fight between the buyers and the sellers. Neither one has gained control. Okay, but what we're going to do here to use these squares, what we call bricks, is we're going to follow 2 very simple rules. Okay, the software is going to do all the work for us, and all we have to do is be able to count to 3. All right, because when we see 3 bricks, okay, the same color, that's where we enter. And when we see 3 bricks, the opposite color, that's where we exit or reverse, okay? You want to do all the work, that's up to you. You want to be a student of the market? I already showed you how, candlesticks, ABCD. But if you want something that's going to signal you and it's legit, okay, that will help you get into and out of trades with no guesswork, this is what you're going to use, okay? What do you got going on here? Well, what you got going on is a fight, okay? Now, when there's one green brick against one red brick, that's a good fight, okay? When there's a second green brick, that means what? That means the buyers are starting to sort of take control. Think of it like an arm wrestling match, right? All of a sudden, right, the sellers are about to cave in. Okay, when you see that third green brick, that means what? Boom, the buyers have won the arm wrestling match. The buyers have taken control here. So what you're going to do is follow the rule. When you see 1, 2, 3 green bricks, that's where you buy the currency. How do you do it? You can come right up here to the trading button, right? You can link your brokerage account right to this. You click on buy, then you tell it, micro, mini, standard lot. How confident are you that it works, right? You decide that part. You're always in control. But once you buy there, guess what you do? It couldn't be any easier. You go along for the ride until you see 3 red bricks. Somebody just said, where do I set my stop? You don't, right? You don't. This is a visual indicator, okay? You don't set a stop per se. You could set a catastrophic stop to make sure things don't get out of hand in case you can't look at it visually, all right? But what you're going to do is you're going to stay on the train till you see 3 red bricks. Come on, it can't be that simple. Not up to me to decide. That's up to you. That's why you get it on your desk and you mess with it, okay? Now, when you see 1 red brick, what does that mean? Some sellers showed up. Some sellers just showed up, all right? But we're not going to make a move when the sellers show up. Because why? Because we want the buyers to continue rolling over them. Remember, you've got a train that is moving. Stopping a moving train is not the easiest thing to do. You agree with that, right? If you get on the right momentum, all right, stopping the train is not going to happen all of a sudden. And the fact of the matter is, gang, the average trader, the rookie average trader would already have gotten out of the market here. You're able to ride the train to a higher degree of profit, okay? Profits continue to come until you see those 3 red bricks. But now look, now you've got the longer move. Now you've got a nice looking trade. Let's measure it very quickly, all right? That is a 141 pip move, right? And it took you 2 days. 141 pips in 2 days. This is where you exit or reverse. Last thing I'll show you, okay? I like making money both ways. I like making money if I got direction. When I got 1, 2, 3 red bricks, guess what that means? That means the downtown train is now running. So what do I do at this point? This is where I sell to make money going the other way. And all I do is follow the rules. All I do is follow the rules. Come on, you're making money now going to the downside. That is how this works, okay? And this is a good looking train, all right? There's a little fight going on when we get to certain levels, but we never saw that 3rd brick until what? Now it's just about off the screen until I get 1, 2, 3 green ones. This is how money is made, gang, by being able to stay on the good ones longer. That one's 221 pips. That took 4 days. So 2 days, 141, 4 days, 212. I just showed you how to make 365 pips in a week, okay? And you've got to decide if this is for you, but what you really got to do is get it on your desk. All right, you get this on your desk and you're going to be able to see in real time exactly what to do. It'll take you 2 seconds. You look at it and say, okay, what do I got going on here? I got a fight going on, right? Between what? My buyers and sellers. But it sure looks like my buyers have asserted themselves. You're right. We got a strong pound. Write that down. We got an Australian dollar that has peaked. So what are we looking at? We're looking at a strong pound and a weak Australian all at the same time. In other words, this is going up. That's your second trade, okay? I gave you one that you could do, all right, using the old method. Now I'm giving you one that you can do using this method. At this point, it's up to you to give it a shot. And if you want to do that, let's get this on your desk right now. I'll include all the tools, the auto Fibonacci's. I'll include the MPD, all right? I'll get you a username and password. There's even a tutorial built in. Now, normally, this goes for $249 a month, all right? But anybody that gets on this team today, right, you got the $1 trial, good for you. But anybody else, you want to get this on your desk today, I'll give this to my new students for 2 months, the software for free. So you can try it and test it and make sure that it works. And most important, make sure that it works for you. I can show you performance all day because, gang, look at, we memorialize this on our Facebook page every day, all right? In fact, we opened up a group using this program, right? Everybody wants to see performance. We opened this up for a group of 50 traders last September, okay? We stuck them with this program and 3 days a week of trading with us. And what happened? Well, they made over 11,000 pips. That's third-party verified by my FX book, okay? Over 113,000 if you're trading on a standard lot, that's right. And we got such a a request, a demand to open up a new group using this thing, that's what we did. Okay, we actually opened this up for 100 new students. Okay, room's almost full. We got room for a few more of you. All right, and if you want to take advantage of one of those 8 spots, well, now's the time to let me know that that's something you want to do. You got to type your phone number in the chat box. All right, give me a good way to reach you, because as soon as we break, all right, we're going to break in just a minute. All right, either myself or one of my traders that's here right now, all right, one of my education specialists, we'll call you. All right, we'll dot every I and cross every T so that we're singing off the same sheet of music here. All right, but what you have to know is, look, this is something you can do. All these people here who send us notes on our Facebook pages, they're no different than you. They came to Investor Inspiration, or they came to one of our webinars. They saw it and said, I'm going to try it. All right, Robbie's consistent. That's the key. Okay, and here's the guy who's brand new, made 150 pips his first day. All right, you're going to work with mentors. That's what everybody wants. Give me somebody that knows how to do this. Let me follow their lead. Okay, I'm not going to take any of the power away from you. You're always going to have the opportunity, right, to buy or sell. You choose that. But when you're working with people that got a track record, gang, that's going to be able to take you to the next level. You know it and I know it. All right, I want you to be the one saying I made 400 pips. I want you to be the one who's going to be handing me your account statement saying, look what I did, because that's how this works. That's what's kept us in business for 23 years. That's why thousands of people, right, are already working with our group, and they send us these kind of notes every day. This one came last week. Okay, this is an awesome tool. And what you really got to do is just get it on your desk and give yourself a shot at it. All right, because if I can teach you how to do this, you're done. You don't have to look anymore. All right, I'll teach you how. I'll get the software on your desk. All right, and then you come trade it with us, right, so that you can take this thing to the next level. We call this the Momentum Breakout course. All right, what does it include? Well, first and foremost, all right, hold on a minute, I'll tell you what it includes. All right, it includes live trading sessions. All right, live trading sessions that you're going to be able to attend. All right, hang on for 1 second, because this is important. Okay, live trading sessions that you're going to be able to attend Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. All right, so write this down. Mondays, I should say Thursdays and Fridays. Okay, you're going to come and trade this with us. You're going to be able to trade it with us live in the market. All right, we're going to get this tool on your desk today. And yeah, those sessions, right, you can attend those as many times as you want. We got a big class coming up on the 3rd of August. All right, that is when our new group is going to be done being assembled. So we got 8 spots left in that, and our big kickoff day is going to be on August 3rd. Okay, that particular day is going to be taught by the founder of our company. So write down the date. You're busy that day. Well, I don't know if I can make it. Then I'll record this for you. All right, but those sessions are free. Okay, for as long as you're on board with us as a student. All right, you're going to be able to, right, review what I showed you today with an online tutorial. That software comes right to you today, so you're going to be able to play with it starting today. And for those of you that like automation, I didn't have time to show this to you because Renee limits my time. But built into this is a way to automate the whole thing, where it'll count the bricks for you just about. Okay, the fact of the matter is that's going to be your next step, but it's already built in. You're going to get that as part of the program today. All right, there's a checklist to make sure you're doing the ABCD thing right, but then you're going to come trade with us. All right, this is the name of the game. You're going to come trade with us. There's the dates again, all right? Mondays, Thursdays, and Fridays. Okay, well, tomorrow's Friday. Can I come trade with you? You bet you can. All right, and I'll make sure you got somebody to answer your questions, and I'll make sure, right, if you want to trade round the clock, that we'll have somebody here. You know why? Because this is what's kept us in business 23 years. This formula works. All right, that is the basis of our whole company, but it works so well, right, that when people like you jump on board and say, you know what, I'm going to try it, not only do they continue to do it, but they do it with us. And we're so confident, all right, that it does work, that I'm literally going to give you, all right, the entire program today, right, risk-free for the next 60 days. That way you don't have to take my word for it anymore. You can get it on your desk, you try it, you test it, you make sure that it works, and then you decide if it's the right tool for you. All right, because at the end of the day, I know this, the only person you really trust is yourself. All we're going to ask of you is that you give this a good effort. All right, so let's get down to it. All right, you add up the value of this, it is massive. All right, now what's it worth? Well, if you go to my website, all right, write this down, because some of you want to visit it later, markettraders.com. You put all these components together, there's a lot of value there. Okay, you got software, you got mentorship, you got training, you got all the support, all the upgrades and updates. There's 200 people here that are going to support your trading endeavor. All right, so what's that worth? Well, we say it's worth about 10 grand. All right, and a lot of you are looking at that saying, you know, he's probably right. If that thing works half as good as he said, it's worth every penny. Okay, fair enough. But here's the thing, okay? Yes, that's what you're going to get today, right? And the value is awesome, but you're not going to pay 10 grand for it, okay? There's a couple of ways that you can get this program. Let me just spell them out for you, and you're going to decide which one of these is the best one for you. But I know one of these is going to work, all right? Let's just wrap it up. If you want, you can go to my website. As soon as we're done, you go to my website and you will see that we've put this whole thing together as a nice bundle. All right, if you want, you can go there, MasterCard, Visa, American Express, Discover, and you can get the program, right, and 60-day warranty with it. You can go there and get it, and it's not $10,000, all right? It's less than half of that, right, on the website. It's $39.95. We bundle so everybody can save time and money. You get it, you have it for the rest of your life. Okay, so why did I just put a big line through it? Because we're going to do it different right now. We're going to do it different at Investor Inspiration. All right, here, because you've spent this time with me, you're ready. Okay, you're ready to hit the ground running. You know the formula. You've seen the program. Now it's just a matter of getting out there and doing it so you can hit the ground running. So that means this was valuable time. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to give you full value for your time. What we're going to do right here is we're going to take 50% off the online retail for the program, meaning you can get started today for a one-time investment, all right, of $1,997, all right? That is 50% off. That's almost a $2,000 savings, and it's very easy to get started. You know what you got to do? Put your phone number in that chat box, all right? You put your phone number in that chat box, and what I'm going to do is this, all right? As soon as we break, either me or one of my traders is going to reach out to you, all right? We're going to follow up with you. We're going to dot every I, cross every T. Okay, we're going to answer the questions that you have. I know you got a couple questions. We're going to get them answered. Okay, we're going to make sure this is a good fit. And gang, listen, if it is, you're off to the races. The only problem I think you're going to have with this is that you didn't get it 3 months ago. All right, and get yourself started back then. Now listen, by putting your phone number in, you're not locking yourself in. Let me explain. All right, you're not locking yourself in. By putting your phone number in, you're going to give yourself what's called the first right of refusal. All right, if you put your phone number in, what you're really doing is reserving one of those 8 spaces. And the first person that puts their number in gets that first reservation. All right. Then we're going to have a conversation. If you decide, yeah, this is something I want to try, right, after you see the warranty and so forth, you say, yeah, I'm going to give it a shot. Then you get one of those spots because you reserved it by putting in your phone number. If you decide after we talk, you know what, Joe, it's neat, right, but it's just not for me. That's okay. There's nothing lost between us. All right, all we will do at that point is release that seat that you reserved and offer it to the next person. All right, so if you're interested in doing this at all, what you need to do is put your phone number in and at least reserve that spot. Now, some of you, I'm sure, are saying to yourselves, well, I'm not sure if I can fit that on my Visa card, right? $2 grand. If that's the case, don't worry about it. All right, because I got a way you can do this on a monthly plan. You put a couple of $100 down and we'll just spread the rest of it out over time. So you can pay as you go, but you still get the program on your desk today. I'll give you the whole program, all right, but we'll put it in a way that makes it flexible, something that fits your budget, something that makes you comfortable, all right, so that you can take advantage of this. But either way, like I said, you got 60 days to give this a shot. In fact, I'm going to do better than that, all right? If you want to give this a shot today, here's what I'm going to do, all right? I'm going to make sure you absolutely have every resource available. All right, to be able to do this successfully. So here's what we're going to do. Instead of giving you 2 months of the software for free, watch this. I'm going to give you 6. Okay. I don't want time to be a limitation for you. Joe, I'm going to start brand new. I don't know if 2 months is enough. Well, then fine. I'll pay for your software for 6 months. Okay. $249 a month. I don't want you worried about it. I want you worried about learning that formula and seeing that this thing works. Okay. And if I'm going to give you the software for 6 months, then I'm going to let you trade with us for 6 months. Okay. 6 months of trading with us 3 times a week. That is enough time for anybody to be able to figure out if this thing works or not. Okay. Plus, I'm going to get you into that session with Josh because now you're ready for that. All right. You are now ready. You understand what this means. Yeah, 7,000 pips. It's all based on the formula. That is what's going to get you off the blocks quickly. Okay. That's what everybody wants. Show me a new market. Show me how to trade it. Show me how to make money. Well, that's what that's going to do. All right. So at this point, as I wrap it up, you just got to tell me which way you are leaning. Okay. If you're leaning towards doing this as a one-time payment, great. Some of you have already said you want to do it as a payment plan. All right. If you're leaning towards doing this as a one-time payment, you just want to get it out of the way and get all the bonuses and stuff that go with it. Here's what I want you to do. Okay, just type the letter A in the chat box next to your name. All right, I'm not saying that if you type letter A, all right, that you're committed right this instant. We're going to help you. All right, all you're saying when you type letter A, all right, is that you're in a position, if this makes sense to you, right, to do this as a one-time payment. You get the discount and all the bonuses. Now, if you need a little flexibility, that's okay. What I want you to do in that case, right, is just type the letter B, right? What that means is, Joe, look, I need a little flexibility. I can put a couple of $100 down. Well, then good. I can get this out to you, right? But we got to set you up on a little bit of a payment plan. So that means I got to hook you up with the person that can do that. All right. So let me know which way you're leaning. All right. So that I can reserve a spot for you and get you in line. But either way you do this, okay, you got 60 days before you have to make a final decision. All right, 60 days. That's what our warranty says. It says try it and test it before you make a final decision. We don't want you just to use it for 10 days or 15 days or 30 days. We want you to get the full Forex experience with our group, okay, before you make any kind of decision. Let's go get some results, because the results are going to speak for themselves. Okay, you work with us for 60 days. If you get the results, if this works the way I said, what do you think? You're going to keep it, obviously. Now you've added Forex to your portfolio. Now you've got a place that you can go to generate some of those returns in case the S&P falters as we go forward. You see what I mean? You've got that in your arsenal. All right, but what if you decide after 60 days it's not for you? Well, our warranty says don't worry about it. Our warranty says if you go through this for 60 days and it's not your cup of tea, we will refund every penny that you paid just for trying it. Okay, your risk here is zero. We're the only company that does this. Why? Because you're going to get the full Forex experience out of this so you can make a good decision on whether or not it's right for you. Simple enough. Your downside here is nothing, right? Your upside is phenomenal. If this goes in your 60 days, the way it's gone for our students, look at this, all right? We keep track of our students' results. We want to make sure that there's success built into this organization, all right? The last couple of months, they've generated 2 million pips. You understand that? If this works half as good, you're going to be super impressed with it, but you've got to give it a shot. So at this point, let me wrap it up. It's option A or it's option B. All right. Worst case scenario, you're going to get a full Forex education. You want to bring somebody to that session on August the 3rd, you can do it. We'll do it live or we'll do it online. You can decide if you want to come into our offices. We'll trade with you that day. But you're going to have this thing in your back pocket, and it's going to be awesome. Okay, so with that, option A or option B. All right, let me see who I've got here. Who's going to do that? I'm going to try this for 6 months. Good, Dominique, let's do it. Sound, where did my sound go? Right, I still got some sound, right? Because Eric says I'm trying it. Philippe, option A. David, option B. Ahmed, option B. Ricardo, option A. Robert A, option B. Kellen, option B. All right, look, great offer. Okay, great chance to see it work. I had to go through it quickly, all right, because I had to show a lot of you a new market. I had to go through it quickly so I could show you that it works, but it didn't work by mistake. It didn't work by accident. And look, if you want to guarantee a seat, all right, if you want to guarantee a seat in the class, I know those are going to go, okay? And I don't want anybody to miss out. Oh, I was waiting for you to call and then you didn't have any seats left. We're not going to play that. Write down this number, okay? If you want to call this number, I'll guarantee you a seat. Okay, I don't want to get any calls. Well, then call us. All right, call us at this number and I'll make it worth your while. All right, you're going to save us a little time if you call us. So time is money. Here's what I'll do. I'll give you a year of the charts for free. All right, that's how serious we are about this. All right, you want to call that number, type calling in, and I'll put you down for a year of charts for free, and I'll guarantee you a spot in the class. Okay, so now it's up to you. Right? If you can put a couple of $100 together, gang, and get this on your desk, what the heck's that going to be worth to you? It's not a waste of time. Okay, you're going to get something out of it without a doubt. And then if it's not for you, it's not for you. Okay, but you make that tiny little half a step commitment to us today, and then we got 60 days to prove it to you. All right, and for the rest of you, all right, that haven't typed in your phone number yet, I got to believe something's keeping you. What is it? It's not that this didn't make sense. I could show you you're like, yeah, that ABCD thing, that works, okay? It's not that you can't do it, right? It's the money part. That's the only thing that I can think of that's keeping anybody from doing this. After what I just showed you, that's huge. Look down, you got 2 pages of notes there. It's awesome. So if the only thing that's keeping you is the money part, I'm gonna actually take that excuse off the table. That's how much I want you to try this, all right? Because I got a way you can get this for even less. How much less? Even less than the people earlier did. What do you mean? Well, I got a way you can get this for free. In fact, I got 3 ways that you can get this for free. Okay, If money's the only thing that's keeping you, then guess what? I got a scholarship program, I got a tuition reimbursement program, and I got a referral program. All right. I got more than one way that you can get this for free. All you got to do at this point is type your phone number in the darn chat box. I don't care if you put the word free next to it, go ahead. Okay. If money's keeping you, I don't want it to. I don't want that to be the stumbling block over something that's phenomenal. Okay. ABCD, what some of you saw here today, if you saw that for the first time, that is a game changer for you. Okay. You find something that works, you can put a lot of this other stuff on the shelf. Okay. I know what you're out there doing. I've been doing it for 24 years. Okay. And I know what you're looking for. Let me help you get it. Okay, put your phone number in the chat box. You stick free next to it, guess what? Okay, doesn't get any better than that. All right, I know you can do this. You want to know how? I've got a kid, okay, her name's Gabby, sends me a text message the other day. It's a screenshot of her account. There's 2 trades on it. You know what she's showing me? I did 2 trades, they're both profitable. All I did was count the bricks. I sent her back a note that says, you're rocking some green. Do you want to see Gabby? There she is. She's 12. Don't tell me you can't do it. Don't tell me I can't teach you how. And don't tell me it doesn't work. If a 12-year-old can do that, okay, and get the ball rolling with it, that's something that I know you can do. So how about this? We'll wrap it up right now. I got to wrap it up. Renee, I appreciate you gave me a couple extra minutes here at the end. Gang, this was fun, but now we got to take the next step. All you're doing is trying it. A, B, or free. A, you get a nice discount. B, you get some flexibility. Free, come on, that's for everybody. Okay, let's take a step forward here from Investor Inspiration and adding this to what you're doing with stock and futures and options. Okay, you got to find the return somewhere, all right? And I'm showing you how to do it without a whole lot of your money. Let's do it together. Let's go make some money. Renee, appreciate it. Appreciate all of you being here today, all right? And we'll get on the horn with you now so that we can dot I's and cross T's together. All right, talk to you soon.